No, he's co-hosting. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dugout. Whoop, whoop. We are going to do the birthday burn of Brock Terrano. Yes. Live at the Dugout while the Gonzaga game's going on. Yes, we planned that. Yes, that's great. I do have a co-host with me today for this burn, just in case I fucking pass out or die. Where's my brother at? Sleazy J, where are you at? There he is. There's my co-host right there. Give it up for my co-host, Sleazy J, out there.
I'm not here. I'm apparently gone.
Yeah, we don't know what his role here is exactly quite yet, so forgive us on that. But we do know that we have a couple comedians for you tonight. Did I just say a couple? We have a handful of comedians for you tonight. They're going to go up there and they're going to do a 5-minute stand-up set, and then they are going to finish that up. When their 5-minute sets are over for each comic, they're going to come back up and they're going to roast the other comics as they please, and then roast the birthday boy, Brock Terrano. Yay, Brock Terrano!
Yay!
After all the comics have roasted Brock Terrano for his birthday, then he is going to go up and roast all the comics back. So this is going to be a good time, and let me see here. Brock, I have something for you for your birthday, and you have to go along with it, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Get up on the stage, Brock. We want everybody to know that Brock is not an ordinary human being. He has certain traits genetically that are far advanced than most people. I got you a fucking Easter egg basket you can walk around with and collect donations, and some Easter bunny ears. You have to wear that the whole time. There you go. Super fits you. This is perfect. This is a great start. So everybody, this is Brock Terrano. Give it up for him. It's his birthday, everybody. We're going to have a good time roasting him tonight. These are roast jokes, people. These are not meant to hurt, humiliate, or lead to self-harm. We are just here to joke and have a good time. So please know, do not get offended if we tell Brock to kill himself. So, I mean, I'm just kidding, Brock. Don't do it. Don't jump off the stage, Brock. All right, everybody, without further ado, let's bring up your first comedian of the night. Everybody give a warm welcome to John Ludwig.
Hey, thanks for all coming out. Good to see a full house. Y'all having fun tonight? All right, well, we're going to do a little bit here and see what I got for you. For me, comedy is like making love to a woman. It really is. But it just takes me a little bit longer to get up to the mic. So, I recently celebrated my 50th anniversary. Yeah, and my 21st birthday, and that was a good day. Yesterday, not so much, and I'll tell you why. To the rat bastard that took my antidepressant meds, I hope you're happy. But I'm not. I want them back. Yeah. That's about it for me. So with that, we'll let you go.
All right, everybody, John Ludwig, yay! I can't wait to see people roast you, John. I'm sorry. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
I'll just leave.
Oh, you'll just leave? That's fun. That's what I love about old people. They don't give a fuck, bro. They don't give a fuck. I can't wait to be old. This is going to be great. I'm already kind of...
Can't wait.
Yeah. I'm already kind of an asshole, so it's going to be nice.
You're also already kind of old.
I am 40. Yes. Thank you. I look great for my age. Thank you. I'll say it. You don't have to. All right, everybody, your next comedian, bring him up, Mr. Thomas Friday, everybody. Yes. Good old Tom Tom. Dude, Tom Tom needs to start an OnlyFans, bro. You can make some good money. Me? Yeah. Just you, too.
Close up for the mustache.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. So I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of got a baby face. Yeah. I wasn't planning on doing a set tonight. Yeah, I'm getting ID'd every place I go. I've been ID'd 3 times since I've been here. Yeah, it's worked every time though. Yeah, and sometimes my ID's not enough. Sometimes I gotta do like a pop quiz that goes along with it while they're looking at it. What year were you born? What year did you graduate? If you're as old as you say you are, why do you look like a virgin? And that was just to get into a rated R movie. That was the worst date of my life. Actually, the worst part of the date was when the bartender we went to dinner and the waiter handed me a kid's menu. Okay, I'm done.
All right, everybody, Thomas Friday. Yes. All right, everybody, keep it going for your next comedian, Tony Peters. Yay!
Hi. Hey, hi. Fuck, you guys. All right. My name's Tony Peters. It goes up the leg. Tony Peters. All right. I got a girlfriend now. She's here. She's got a really old cat. Cat's like 17 years old.
Mine's 19.
Oh, Jesus God.
Weird flex, but okay.
Thanks. That's exactly the right thing I should have said. Yeah, the cat's really old. It's got a birthday coming up. Soon it'll be 18. Soon I'll legally be allowed to fuck it the way that guy fucks his 19-year-old cat. It's a roast show tonight, you guys. Jeez. One more. Do I have one more? I went to Taco Bell. I could get Taco Bell. I'm gonna fuck off, I think, instead. That's all.
All right,
that's all
Tony Peters, everybody, thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody, your next comedian. Give a warm welcome to Keenan Link, everybody. Yeah!
There's literally 1 minute left of a very crucial basketball game.
It's
Cool.
tied 77-77 too. It's,
Yeah, I
it's
fucking
intense,
know. It's
bro.
Gonzaga hasn't fucking lost or won a game by less than 20 points in like what 20 games, 30 games, 40 games, and it's tied going into the end of the game, and you want me to tell jokes. So I got vaccinated for COVID, just so everybody knows. Don't applaud that. It's not worth applaud. That's dumb. I did it for me. Fuck y'all. I don't want COVID. I heard that shit sucks. I got vaccinated, and so now I don't care about any of the COVID shit. I'm not wearing a mask anywhere. I'm fucking coughing on people. It's like the vaccination turned me conservative. I'm gonna vote for Trump in 2024 now. It didn't give me 5G, it made me red. It did give me 5G, I got it right now. Shit's sick. I'm a father of a 2-year-old, of a toddler. First time father, last time father. And it's really crazy because I'll do something with my kid and she'll snap and she'll knock over the Monopoly board. I mean, we're not playing Monopoly, she's 2, but she'll knock over the Monopoly board, she'll throw her cup, she'll scream, she'll cry. One time she cried because she couldn't read a book. I can't teach her how to read. She just started crying. This whole set's for you back there because I see you nodding and laughing. So the rest of this, it's me and her, and the rest of y'all fuck off. So I have a toddler, and it's weird for me because she'll do all of this shit, and I'll just be calm, and I'll get on her level and say, "What's wrong? How can I help you? How can I make your life better?" And if anybody that I knew or loved came into my house and I tried to play a game with them and they broke down in tears and threw their cup across the room and shit their pants, I would punch that person in the face and I would kick them out of my house. But this fucking asshole toddler, she's my kid, I can say it, she's a fucking asshole. My kid is such an asshole that in my family we have a code word, right? We call her a duck. She's being a duck right now. And it comes from a movie reference. And in the movie, they go, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, then it's probably a bitch. So when my toddler's being a duck, she's being a bitch. And I tell her to her fucking face. And I can't wait until she's like 21 and she did some dumb shit and she's acting a fool. And I'm like, you're being a duck right now. And she's like, I hate it when you say that. I'm like, you know what you hate more? Your whole life, I've been calling you a bitch to your face. Fuck you, bitch. You're old enough to hear it now. Stop it. Act right. Stop shitting your pants. I don't know why I never potty trained her. It just seemed like too much work. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm going to go to the note. What's the score of the game?
Tied up with 24 seconds left.
Cool. Like, there's people in this bar that care, and I'm doing every other comic in here a favor by just waiting out the rest of this game. So I'm gonna keep doing jokes, because I'm a martyr and a kind person.
Keenan, hold on a second.
Yep.
5 seconds left in the game.
5 seconds left in the game.
UCLA has the ball.
UCLA has the ball.
Charge.
There's a foul. This 5 seconds is going to be...
0.7. They're probably going to change it.
They're going to pump that clock up.
Was it a charge?
This 5 seconds is going to be the longest 20 minutes of your life.
That's a charge for sure, baby.
Yeah, that's a charge.
Fuck yeah.
Who are we rooting for, by the way? Gonzaga all the way?
Yeah.
Zags?
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the basketball.
I'm rooting for UCLA because fuck you guys.
All right, continue. This is going to take a while. Continue.
All right, so I'll work on art with my kid, and like I said before, sometimes she'll have a temper tantrum, or she'll like want me to paint a certain way or use a certain color. And I've never been much of a painter, right? My artistic skills are for shit. And so I was like, oh, having a kid, we're gonna do lots of art. I'll practice? No. It's really my daughter, is really impeding my progress as an artist. Like, I want to sell $1 million. This joke sucks. I'm gonna move on. Bear with me. Here's a funny thing. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, in a really Jewish neighborhood, like lots of Jewish people. I've been to probably 20 bar mitzvahs, 10 bat mitzvahs. I've been to temple. I've sat shiva.
You've seen some circumcisions?
Yeah, I've been to a bris or two. I don't know if I would describe it as I've seen circumcisions. I wasn't like in standing room only, like, yeah! Cut his dick off. But I've been there. Yeah, I've been in a room where it happened. I was in the room where it happened. Hamilton joke. Fuck. So I grew up with a lot of Jews, and so the other day, my girlfriend and I, we plan meals on Sunday. She writes the list. I do the shopping. Whatever. So the other day we were making a list, and I was like, oh man, I've been craving matzo ball soup. Yeah, it's the shit. Matzah is ridiculous. If you haven't heard of it, it's an unleavened bread. It's kind of like a cracker. If you eat it by itself, it kind of sucks. But if you put anything on that, or if you put it in anything, it's fucking incredible. It's that Jew magic that everybody's talking about, is matzah. It's fucking insane. So I was craving some matzo ball soup. And so I told my girlfriend, and then I went and did the shopping. And then it came time, it was like Wednesday was matzo ball soup night. And I go to make the meal, and I was like, honey, what's going on? Can you send me the recipe? And she sent me the recipe. And what this woman did was she doesn't know a Jew, has never met one probably, doesn't think they exist. It's like Jesus, they're fairy tale creatures. So she looked up matzo ball soup, but because she's never met a Jew in her life, she found something called mozzarella ball tomato basil bisque. It's fucking insane. It's delicious. It's not matzo ball soup. Where are we at on the game?
Overtime.
Oh my fucking God.
I'm gonna be here a while.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try.
No, we got a next comedian to bring up.
You want to do that to another human?
It's overtime. It just started, so
okay.
It's fine.
All right. Thank you very much. I've been Keenan Link. It's been nice to talk to you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Keenan. Woo!
Keep it going for your next comedian, everybody. The lovely, the beautiful, the talented Billy Campbell.
Man, I feel for you, Keenan. I do not miss the fucking toddler days at all. Dude, I puked on my son so many times when he was that small. It was unbelievable. He's 21 now, man. He tries to like match up age things like he's old and ancient. The other day he says, Dad, I'm 21 and I remember a time you could buy cigarettes when you were 18. I'm like, dude, I remember a time when you could buy cigarettes with a note from fucking grandma. He's like, tell me more about the ancient times, old one. I was like, fuck you, kid, go to bed. He's like, I got my own house. Oh, man. So we're here to roast Brock. Woo! Birthday boy.
Is he drinking out of a sippy cup right now?
Yep.
Jesus Christ, this is amazing. You guys notice this little person walking around with a basket and bunny ears?
I feel like he should have gotten the bunny tail, too.
I thought we were at a Playboy Club for a minute.
With the worst Playboy bunny ever.
And the young Jews.
Or the best.
Right? Brock actually inadvertently almost got me in trouble in Spokane a couple weeks ago without even being there. What had happened was, I don't know if you guys have been to Spokane. This was the first time I'd ever been there. I'd seen it twice on Cops before that. That was it. So we were heading there, and you could visibly see progress move in reverse the closer you got to Spokane. And then when we got there, the comedians were totally blue. 2 comedians went on before me. They did anti-Semitic jokes. Then the 3rd comedian comes on, and he fires off right away with, I hate lesbians. So I'm like, oh my God, this place is horrible. But I can talk about Brock, so this will be okay. Well, the comedian that's talking about I hate lesbians instantly looks at me and he goes, nice shoes, buddy. Nice nails. Did a teenage girl do your nails? I was like, oh, I can't wait to go on after you, fucker. So I go on stage and I was like, okay, I want to point out, buddy, that you are wearing flip-flops with gym shorts and a cowboy hat. So before you start talking about me, you might want to check yourself in the mirror there, Devil Wears Walmart. And then I start talking about Brock and about how my buddy Brock doesn't like to be called a little person. He finds it condescending. He prefers the pronoun midget. The entire crowd pulled away from me and just whoom. And I was like, for real?
Don't say that.
What got you guys? Pronoun or the M word? Oh man, I love doing comedy around here, especially in Bremerton. Bremerton actually builds you up for places and situations that you would never think that you would be in later on in life. Like, suffice to say, we got our fair share of interesting people that live in this town. Some people call them mental patients. I'll call them interesting. And so when you're in other cities and whatever, it prepares you for dealing with crazy people on the street that you might bump into at random. I was in Seattle coming out of a club in the University District, and this 18-year-old kid walked up to me, stomped at me, and growled. Urgh. I don't know if he thought I was supposed to be intimidated, but I was like, bro, I'm from Bremerton. You're not the first person to growl at me today. Not to mention, this kid was 18. I could have taken him out with gluten. Oh man, that is kind of a dated reference, isn't it? I love doing dated references. I get my kids with them all the time. I walked in the other day, my daughter was air drumming to Def Leppard. I was like, that's a little rude to do that with both hands. She's like, I don't get it. I was like, I fucking wish you were older. I love picking on my kids. Between me and my wife, we have 5 kids. We have 3 teenage daughters. They're on a continuous process of giving me hell about everything. And they ask me questions, so like half the time I don't know if they're fucking with me, if they're asking a genuine question. Like my daughter came out of the bathroom the other day and she looked at me and she said, hey Billy, what do you think's harder to shave, testicles or a vagina? And I went, nope, and I ran away. And I went and told Mom. Mom was like, dude, I don't know why you get so awkward when they start talking about genitalia and everything. I just had to explain to our 21-year-old son how it is a woman can pee with a tampon in. I was like, dude, that kid is 21. He should know by now, but just out of curiosity, what'd you tell him? I told that joke in Tacoma at this bar one night, and there was nothing but 30 and 40-year-old dudes in the entire crowd. Everything went silent. I was like, oh, fuck, you don't know either. But my favorite thing to get them back with is dad jokes. I've been practicing so hard, and I've come up with a new goal that I want to tell a dad joke so awesomely terrible that it makes dads in other states stop and go, nice. And my daughters don't fall for shit anymore. I can't walk up and just be like, hey, did you know? Or hey, guess what? They're like, no, and they run away. So now I got to actually trick them into it. So the other morning I was sitting there watching a documentary on Lorena Bobbitt. The youngest daughter comes walking out. She says, what you doing? I said, watch a documentary on Lorena Bobbitt. It's a woman that in the 90s, her husband was raping and beating her, so justifiably, she cut off his wiener, threw it out the window as she was driving down the freeway. And she's like, oh my God, did they find it? And I was like, oh yeah, dude, they totally found it. They needed a special dog to find it. And she went, oh my God, what kind of dog was it? And the time froze. I did a quick prayer to the dad gods. Dear Mufasa, thank you for this moment I'm about to have. And then I looked at her and went, a wiener dog. She's like, I want to be mad about that, but it feels like you took a long time to set that up. I was like, this is the third time I've watched this documentary this morning. My wife has a time limit when it comes to dad jokes with her. I've come downstairs and been like, hey, baby, guess what? She's like, if you're going to follow that up with a dad joke, please realize that it's not 10 a.m. and I will dump a cup of coffee over the top of your head. All right, baby, I'll come back in about an hour or so. Me and my wife have been married about 3 years.
All right.
Well, 2 years, actually. We've been together for 3. How much longer do I got, Joe?
Mine is 3 years.
Minus 3 years?
I'm kidding. You have you can do one more.
All right, cool. After all this time of being married, I'm still pretty sure that she only says I love you to get laid. And when we first started dating, it was really rough because I suck at flirting. Like, I've been single for 7 years, and how that started off was I just had my oldest daughter. I was at a club with a girl. We're dancing. She bent over, and on the small of her back read, Daddy's Little Princess. And I was like, ew. I'm going home. And I went home and I called my daughter and I decided to never date again. And so when I first started dating my wife, I was totally out of touch with flirting the whole 9 yards. I had a girl try to flirt with me one night in a bar. She walked up to me, she goes, first she says, you know, I'm homeless, but I drive around state to state in a car, so I'm really just a gypsy. And I was like, tomato, tomato, but all right. And then she looks at me, she goes, you know, I like it from behind, I like my hair pulled, and I really love to have sex outside. And I said, that's a convenient kink to have when you're homeless. But, so I was terrible about flirting. She sent me a nude one time, and I just texted back, thank you. And the only time I'd ever sent a dick pic out was as a prank. I took my brother's phone, I took a dick pic, I sent it out to a random phone number. And I wouldn't have gotten caught so quick, but the random phone number sent the dick pic back. My brother showed me the phone, and he's like, what's going on here, Bill? I said, oh, it looks like you sent a wang out, you got a wang back. I believe that's called a boom wang, Sean. But I actually started dating my wife because she took off of my pajama bottoms, and I figured if I made her my girlfriend, she'd bring them back. And now we've been together 3 years, and I'm pretty fucking positive I'm never getting my PJs back.
Nice.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, Billy Campbell, everybody, yes. Hey, Sleazy, are you awake over there still, buddy?
I'm sleeping until this basketball bounces off my head. You know, I was reading a news article the other day. The Dutch police captured a bird that had escaped, and in the paper where they were trying to find the owner, they put a black block over the bird's face. I'm like, why? What did the bird do that it had to hide its identity? And how is the owner going to know it's his bird?
Yeah, that's strange.
You can Google that too. That's actually true.
Hey, Sleazy, do you remember when Bobbitt got his dick cut off? Remember when that happened live?
I was in the room.
Oh, you were in the room. Oh. I will say, I don't know if it's just me, but when he got his dick cut off and then put back on, and then he started doing porn, that made me feel way better about having a dick.
Yeah. That was the weirdest brisk I'd ever been to.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so now when I go into a relationship with a woman, I say, hey, if you're going to cut it off, just make sure it's a clean cut, please.
Hey, it's 3 inches of power and you go like a sewing machine. Be proud, bro.
Yeah, and I could probably add a couple inches if I had $5,000. Anyway, Your next comedian, everybody, give it up for the wonderful, the beautiful, and she smells amazing. I was talking to her earlier. It's kind of creepy, but anyway, Morgan Colis, everybody. Allison, she does smell good, doesn't she? Yes. Fuck yeah.
Hi. I know I look young. I started dating my ex when he was 33 and I was 20. And the age difference caused a lot of problems because he was into girls half my age. I was completely blindsided. I mean, we'd been dating for 8 years at that point. I won't date anyone unless they've killed at least one ex-girlfriend because I want to know they'll be successful when they try to kill me. My friend was upset that her parents had been arguing a lot, and I really wanted to help her out. So now my friend is an orphan. I hate one of my roommates. He always cries if he doesn't get his way. One day I got fed up and hit him, and now my other roommate is pissed that I hit her baby. If it wasn't for Amber Alerts, I would have one more sibling than I do now. I don't blame the kidnapper. If the police had the entire state look for me after I stole something, I would also get rid of what I stole. My grandma was hit by a car recently. It was horrible. I had my driver's license revoked. If I got into a car accident, I'd want both the passenger and I to die, so I wouldn't have to stand trial. I don't like to bring up gender issues on stage, but I think there's a huge inequality with domestic violence. If a man hits a woman, his face is all over the news. But when the roles are reversed, I don't even get arrested.
Weird flex, but okay.
My grandpa killed someone, and sadly, the judge gave him a life sentence. So I petitioned for the death penalty. I was trying to frame him for murder so I'd get my inheritance quicker.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was...
Yeah, that was absolutely not for
no,
me.
I thought that was for you, and I was like, write that one down for sure.
That was a good joke, obviously.
Gonzaga wins it, everybody. Gonzaga wins it. They're on to the final championship game. Woo, go Gonzaga. Go Zags, go. Fuck yeah. Sorry, Morgan.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a good joke. The timing was impeccable, actually.
I read if your car is ever submerged in water, you need to wait until the car is filled with water in order to open the doors. So next time I plan on putting the child lock on. I told my mom I only want one kid, and she asked me what I would do if I have twins. So not only do I have to raise a child, I have to know how to get rid of one. I told that joke on stage once, and someone shouted at me that I'd have to find someone to have kids with me first. Which is not true, because you can just go into any hospital. My little brother was diagnosed with cancer, and I keep trying to reassure him that it won't be a problem for that long. I'm not a horrible person. I raised a lot of money because my family could use a vacation. I don't actually have a little brother anymore. Okay, thank you.
All right, Morgan Colis, everybody. Yes. See, Keenan, that worked out perfectly. That was a buzzer beater winner?
Yeah. 3 from half.
Was it tied when he...
Yes.
Oh my God, what a thriller. Holy shit, bro. Well, that's cool. Moving on. Your next comedian, everybody, give it up for the wonderful, the newly local to Bremerton, Shelby Dodson.
That's crazy. I've never seen someone get heckled by a sports center highway. How am I on time?
-3 minutes.
Oh man, I realized I look like Macaulay Culkin if he starred in Mobile Home Alone. I have another version of that joke where I say I look like Macaulay Culkin if he starred in Broken Home Alone. But I feel like mobile implies broken. I look like Kevin McAllister if he grew up to be one of the Wet Bandits. And when I take my hat off, I look like Miley Cyrus if she took after her dad more. Sometimes that joke doesn't land, and that just breaks my heart. My achy, breaky heart. I just don't think you understand. Yeah. That's so fucking stupid. So, me and my girlfriend, my fiance now, I tricked somebody to fucking me forever. But, no, me and my fiance were talking about getting some property, like some actual sizable property out in the woods, or not in the woods, out in the country. And I said, well, if we're gonna get a few acres, I'm gonna get a horse. She was like, well, if you get a horse, I'm gonna get a cow. I was like, that's a fantastic idea. She was like, well, I can milk my cow, you can't milk your horse. I was like, I can. Just breakfast is gonna taste a little bit different. I told that joke on Tuesday at Tacoma Comedy Club. Somebody in the crowd went, ew! But I'm not gonna put that joke in the stable just because I have some naysayers. I hate that the only part of that joke that works is the pun. I'm gonna hire Morgan to kill me. So, I was conceived in the backseat of a 1988 Pontiac Firebird. People are like, oh, your parents told you that? Like, no, that'd be weird. I recognized the interior when I watched the video. So, I mentioned that I have a fiance. I was single for like a year and a half. Wasn't really good at being single. Like, I took this girl out once, pretty fancy restaurant, and about halfway through the date, I was about a phone bill deep in dollar margaritas. And she was like, tell me I'm the prettiest girl in the world. And I leaned over the table, I'm like, you're not even the prettiest girl in this Applebee's. Yeah, she didn't laugh either. She here tonight? Are you all here? No, I did date for a year and a half, but I got kind of scared off from dating. Because I hooked up with this one girl, and she was weird. She liked to wear cat ears, right? Maybe call her kitten in the bedroom. I had a butt plug with a tail on it. Now normally I like it when a girl wears a butt plug, because it means she plans ahead, right? Really got her shit together. I heard a groan on the anal joke. Are you scared of anal jokes? If you are, I do have some advice. Just relax. Take it slow. I fucking hate myself. No, she made me call her kitten in the bedroom. One time she meowed during sex. Yeah, we're going at it and I just hear meow. I was like, what? She's like, meow. I was like, yeah, don't do that. That's fucking weird. She's like, it's just for pretend. It's like, oh, you like to pretend to fuck a guy that fucks cats? She didn't like it either, I guess. Yeah. She was also the first girl that ever called, sorry, I haven't told this joke in like 2 fucking years. She was also the first girl that ever called me daddy in the bedroom. Not a fan. The fuck are you supposed to do when you get called daddy? Are you supposed to act like a dad? Because that's what I did. It threw me off because we were going at it, like, you know what I'm talking about, like, the sex is so good, like, but sex is so good, where's the cape that fights evil? And the sex, like, when she walks into the type of sex when she walks into the bedroom looking like a runaway supermodel in slow motion. And then she leaves the bedroom walking like Forrest Gump in the beginning of the movie. And it's even better when you can't walk and left with Lieutenant Dan in the bed. We were going at it, man. It was like bouncing like the rink check, right? And she's just in the front just throwing it back. Like a fucking champ, by the way. But she's just throwing it back and I'm sweating like a pastor's forehead. And she leans over her shoulder and she's just like, punish me, daddy. And I was like, I punish you? I guess we're not going to McDonald's after this. All right, I'll do one more. This feels bad. So by round of applause, who in here has heard of Jesus? Not everybody clap, that's weird. You guys know Jesus, right? You know, like the Son of God, the King of Jews, every other Mexican Jesus. If you guys haven't heard of Jesus, I'll send some people through your door. They're dressed well. Now, most of you guys have heard of Jesus because of his miracles. Fuck, I missed the line. All right, I want to backtrack. Fun fact about Jesus, Jesus is the oldest recorded case of suicide by cop. Alright, so you guys have probably heard of Jesus because of his miracles. You know, he healed the blind, cured the sick, rose the dead, yada, yada, yada. They weren't all #1 hits. Jesus had some B-sides. One of his lesser-known miracles is that he cursed a fig tree. Someone was like, "You're not the Son of God." And he was like, "I am too the Son of God." That's my Jesus. My Jesus is a cartoon bear. Cartoons don't actually exist. Alright, edgy, alright. No, for real, he pointed this fig tree, and it was like, "Tomorrow morning this tree will be withered and it will never bear another fig again." And the next day that tree was withered and it never bore another fig again. Now, I would like to imagine some redneck in Kansas actually reading his Bible for once. Just flip through the pages like, oh shit, right? Calls up his friends like, Henry, are you sitting down? Get this, man. It's God hates figs. Fuck it, we already made a little science. Right. I've been Shelby Dodson, everybody.
All right, Shelby Dodson, yes. I wish hate were that simple, that's for sure. A typo. All right, everybody. Your second to last comedian. She is a beautiful lady, new to the scene, and she is here to tell some jokes and give some roast later. So everybody give a warm welcome to Drew Renquest.
Kill it, girl. I slapped your butt, sorry.
Yo, I'm feeling dog because you just touched my ass. You kidding me?
Yeah, she's like, yes.
Gets me going.
You just slapped her on the ass?
I did. Like,
Canceled the dugout.
I was born in '93. I'm not about that shit. All right, so my name's Drew. So I'm happily engaged. To a man. I'll give everybody like a 30-second break to realize I'm not a lesbian. And he's actually he's surprisingly attractive. Kind of fucked up. And I was like, "You want to fuck me? What? I don't get it. I have an undercut and like a really shitty sense of humor. I don't understand. And no tits. None. I have like an ass, but I'm like, I'm not gonna let you touch it type of thing. I'm like, I'm not cool with that yet. Anyway, so we've been engaged for about a year now, and I actually proposed to him because I obviously have to exert this massive amount of testosterone somehow. I have to exert it. But I was actually married before that. My first husband actually turned out to be gay. How about that? Kind of spicy. And so I'm like, okay, it's another one on the fucking board of my pussy has turned gay. In high school, my first boyfriend ever actually we broke up, but it wasn't because of me type of thing. It was, he found someone else in the theater group type of thing, and I was like, okay. Years later, he turns out to be gay too, and I was like, oh fuck, that's number 2. And then now I'm engaged, and I found out that my fiance really likes musicals, And I was like, oh fuck, can't be number 3. So I'm just gonna stay an optimist right now, but I'm on the border of just calling my pussy the Rainbow Road. That's the only name I really have for it. But he's wonderful. I'm gonna hold on for now. And he does his eyebrows. He gets his fucking eyebrows done. I'll stop. People are gonna be like, stop. Who's gonna tell her? So last night I was girls are probably gonna realize this more than dudes, unless there's a secret culture of the men's restroom that I don't know about. Women will go into the restroom and you instantly become fucking best friends. You will not know each other whatsoever, but we fucking vibe. And yes, break up with him. He's a fucking dick. You're worth so much more as you're taking a shit next to one another. So I saw this girl, she was wearing this cute skirt and everything. This girl comes in, she's like, oh my God, I love your outfit. And they just start talking. Back and forth. I'm like, just fucking make out already. This is where I'm at. And it made me realize, like, you could really hit it off with a chick and be like, oh my God, like, we should hang out. And be like, yeah, let's hang out. And lesbian dates, you could be hanging out for a day, and then suddenly it's 30 years later. So I think about how, like, these two chicks, like, they've lived their lives together, they've seen ups and downs, been torn apart, been brought back together. And then, like, one's on their deathbed, and she reaches out to her lady, and she's like, let me ask you one thing. She's like, what, my sweetheart? And she said, what's your name? Because it's not about that. It's about the connection. Most women. Here's a shocking statistic. 100% of women are either bisexual or bipolar. Figure it the fuck out. If por que los no los dos, perhaps you have both. Which I say, wife material. I'm just kidding. Someone the other day told me at work that I have nice teeth. And I said to them, that's fucking surprising because of where I come from. I'm surprised I have teeth at all. I'm from a little place called Needles, California, which is from the Mojave Desert. And if you don't know about that, fucking good. Because it probably means you've done significantly less crystal meth than the population here. Because we got you beat in Needles, 100%. Little, like, nudge, being like, oh, I get it. Our school mascot is Amy Winehouse. It's for our town's favorite pastime, named Needles. You fucking guess what our favorite pastime is. I'm just kidding. That's my time for right now. I'm going to cut it short. Thank you. My name is Drew Renquest.
All right, Drew
Give it up for all your
Renquest,
other
everybody,
comics.
yes. Hell yes. If you turn your fiance gay, let me know. Because he is cute as fuck, bro. Your last comedian, before we bring up the comedians again to give the roasts on each other, give a warm welcome to the very funny Paul Goodwin, everybody, yeah!
All right. Thank you for being out here. I came prepared with a hefty amount of terrible things to say about my friends that I do comedy with, and then I found out we were going to do a set, so I'm kind of unprepared for that. So just going to start by just saying the obvious, I suppose. If you can't tell by my accent, I smoke and drink a lot. I'm originally from Mississippi, which is why I'm not there right now. I used to tell people I was from North Mississippi because I thought that sounded better than just saying I was from Mississippi, but it only sounds good if that person doesn't know that North Mississippi is directly underneath South Tennessee. Family was very religious. My grandmother, she was the leader of our cult, and she was the first person to let me know that God watched everything I did, especially my sins. So from the time I was 11 till I was about 16, I truly thought that God was watching me masturbate. It messed me up a little bit psychologically. Like, to this day, I can't masturbate unless I think somebody's watching. It's been cool though, you know, it's good to start getting out again. You know, before this whole pandemic thing started, me and my wife were taking salsa dancing lessons at the YMCA. They called it Salsa 101, but I like to call it how many old guys can accidentally grab my wife's ass in an evening. So far, the going record is all of them. My wife was also taking a crochet class, which she's carried on amazingly through these tough times. She can crochet anything. I actually thought she crocheted me a pocket pussy, but it turned out I was just fucking a drink cozy for a couple weeks. But times are hard, man. All my family and people I grew up with back home, you know, they're furious since they failed to keep America great. So now they're gonna rage war on us. They'll probably call it a purge. Fits better for them. But we'll just have to do our best against this oncoming onslaught of inbred freaks. We'll have to mine bridges with bombs that can only be defused with long division. That'll take out a lot of them. Maybe take down the city and state markers and put them back up in cursive. That'll fuck them up real bad. End up freezing to death in some shack in Montana in the winter. 4 of them end up killing each other after they eat their 2 weeks worth of Vienna sausage rations in 2 days. After a further 3 or 4 days of talking about which NASCAR legend would kick Colin Kaepernick's ass the hardest. One of those guys will forget that joke he made about Viennas tasting like humans wasn't a joke, and he thinks maybe it was something he heard Bear Grylls say. But, all right, well, I think that's all for me. Stick around. I'm going to shit all over everybody who's been up in a little bit.
All right, give a big hand to all the comics that have performed for us. Come on now. Let's hear it.
All right. So now comes the part of the show where Brock is going to go on stage and he's going to call his friend Justin T.I. Morgan. And he, because he is a virtual from out of state. Oh, who put the mic up that high? Fucking assholes. Jump. That's inconsiderate. It's his birthday. That's mean, Paul. That's mean.
Paul's first burn.
All right, here we go.
So Justin's gonna call in and he's gonna put him on speakerphone and he's gonna give him some roast.
I'm very excited for this.
Hello.
All right, let's hear it, Justin.
Oh, is Brock Terrano holding the phone?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. Can the crowd hear me?
Yes.
I hear a crowd. Can you get loud for me? Oh, so I'm not getting punked. There's like a family reunion going on and 7 people came. That's what it sounds like. Can we get louder and make it sound like a real crowd for a second? Oh, that's a good crowd. Brock Terrano, how did you trick these people? I don't know what's going on.
Half of them weren't even here for the roast.
Oh, wow. Yep, that sounds like a comedy thing going on in Bremerton. Surprise! Surprise! So Brock Terrano's holding the phone. That's not going to be good. He might pull the phone away.
Yes.
First thing I have to say is Paul Goodwin is there. Clap it up if you know who Paul Goodwin is. That's right. I love Paul Goodwin. I'm not the only Southerner on the list. My favorite thing is Paul Goodwin is from Mississippi. And in the first grade, he went, hell yeah, there's 19 letters in this state. I'm going to learn the alphabet. And then in 5th grade, he figured out there's only 5 letters in Mississippi. They just reused 4 of them a whole lot. I love you and miss you, Paul Goodwin. Here's my roast on Brock Terrano. We're just going to hit Brock. I just want to hit Brock. That's all I want to do. Brock was born April 4th, 1992. The day he was born, many things happened. Brock Terrano was born feet backwards. The hospital had to cut his feet off, switch him around, and re-sew him back on. Which just makes sense that every good opportunity he's ever had in front of him, he's just naturally taken 3 to 4 steps backwards. On the day of his birth, Brock underwent open heart surgery, or so he said. I want to see the documents. Because it's not that I think he's a liar, I just know that he's heartless. On the day of his birth, Brock racked up medical charges to the degree that his parents know how expensive it would be to fix Michigan's water problem. On the day of his birth, Brock's parents found out Brock had a twin that died during development. Because Brock is, in fact, a greedy bastard. But since Brock won the tug of war in nutrition, they can only imagine how expensive that kid's medical bills would have been. And that marks the only time in history that Brock himself helped his parents financially. Brock Terrano's favorite video game is Assassin's Creed. For the same reason anybody else has a favorite video game. Because of the fantasy aspect. Brock's fantasy just happens to be having the uncanny ability to blend in with normal society. Brock Terrano in 7th grade once wore 6-inch heels to a doctor's visit in an attempt to almost be 5 feet tall. He learned 2 things that day. 1, you need at least 6 inches of foot for that to be possible. 2, his dad really hates sharing heels. Do not let Brock Terrano's glasses fool you. He's not trying to look smart. He was genuinely blind as a bat. When Brock Terrano goes to the optometrist, he doesn't use the paper with all the letters on the wall to test his vision. The optometrist steps up to him toe to toe and holds his hand as far up above his head as possible and goes, "How many fingers am I holding up?" And then he holds his fingers face level and goes, "How many fingers now?" And then he holds his hand right in Brock's face and goes, "How many fingers do you see now, you Steve Wonder motherfucker?" Brock goes to a very mean optometrist. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm really trying to say is if Brock would have hit a height that is normal to all of us, his shoes would never match. Brock got punched in the face at a bar last week. He said the guy just punched him, but Brock's also a guy that has told all of us several times that he has a black belt. So I've decided that that guy, myself, and everybody here tonight in the crowd, let me hear you again. Let me hear you. So me, the guy that punched Brock in the face, and everybody here tonight, congratulations, we're all black belts. And happy birthday, Brock Terrano, I miss you, you motherfucker.
Woo, Justin T.I., everybody, thank you. All right.
Laughs.
Say that again.
Thank you all for letting me give you smiles and laughs. Have a great night.
Good night, Justin.
All right, say good night, Justin.
Good night, Justin.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. So, stay up there, Brock, because, well, it makes sense, I guess. Your first comedian to come up here is going to be the same order as the order you've seen him. So everybody give a warm welcome to John Ludwig. Get up here and give Brock some burns and some other comics if you want. It's up to you.
He's kind of old. I think he forgot his burns.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so before we get started, John, Samuel J. and I, we're going to give you a couple burns of our own.
Burn away.
Where's your mittens?
Because I don't care.
Where's your drum kit, Ludwig?
Yeah, where's your mittens, Bernie Sanders?
We got a scarf for you.
Yeah. He looks like Elmer Fudd if he was racist. All right, we're going to let John burn whoever you want and Brock. Go ahead, John. Thank you.
That's it? That's all you got?
You got white hair. How about that?
I know that. Tell me something I don't know.
You voted for Hillary 4 times.
No, I didn't.
He goes down on his girlfriend, but he comes back with no teeth. Oh, she's here. Sorry. That's okay. She's storing them for you, John.
I know where to find them.
Yes. All right, go ahead, John.
Well, Brock, it's your birthday, and I'm going to try and keep this short. You know, Brock sometimes gets paid for comedy. Isn't that right, Brock? Yeah, he does. They always pay him after the show under the table. You know, I wanted to get, I did bring you some peanut butter cookies. And the reason I brought you those is my girlfriend Joan was her suggestion. But what I wanted to do, they've got a really good bakery, really good. And I wanted to get you some kind of cake.
Speak up, Grandpa.
Unfortunately, they were all out of shortcake. But having said that, I'm going to cut this a little quick here. So, Brock, you may not be tall in stature, but you're a big man to everybody else and all your friends. Happy birthday, man.
All right, thank you, John. All right, next comedian to come up here and give some burn jokes. Thomas Friday! Woohoo! Come on back. Oh, refilled the sippy cup for him. How nice. Very nice.
What kind of Kool-Aid you got in there, buddy?
Thomas Friday looks like he would be the best looking Native American ever to exist. You must not drink very much. What is
He's not going to shave until he's 90.
Yeah. You don't know what it's like to have a beard, do you? You're like 30.
Got any chest hair?
No. He probably doesn't even have butt crack hair.
He's a good swimmer.
Yeah, he's great in the water. All right, sorry, go ahead, Thomas.
Hello. Where's Billy at? Oh. Hey, Billy. Did you ever get COVID? Because I heard one of the side effects is like losing your sense of taste. And have you seen what you're wearing? Billy looks like Slash trying to cosplay as Carrot Top. Billy's the type to braid his leg hairs. Billy, your closet is so full of clothes. There wasn't enough room for you to be in it, too. All right, Paul. Paul, you look like the chillest homeless guy I know. I think smoking a pack of Black and Milds a day must really mellow you out. Morgan. Over here. Oh. You look like a young Kim Mathers, and Eminem hated her. She doesn't have daddy issues, she has the whole volumes. If I were to pick a Scarlett Johansson movie, you look like Scarlett Johansson, it'd probably be Lost in Translation. Not because you look like her, but also you just hang out with an old man the whole entire thing. Drew. You look like you don't know if you were straight or a lesbian. I think that's why half your hair's cut and half of it's long. Shelby. Shelby looks like he knows the brand names for every single trench coat out there. Shelby, I can't believe you're half Nazi. I would have figured you were full. Shelby, I saw a picture of you with a cowboy hat on. I didn't know you were the stunt crew for Brokeback Mountain. John, I know you have a small weenie. Well, that's good, because you're old Viagra, you don't have to take as much. All right, and now this is for Brock. Brock, I'm not going to do short jokes, because those are too easy. But where's that kid in the trench coat you used to sneak in here? Hey Brock, when you shower, does the water always feel cold? So Brock's a libertarian, and I think I might be one too, because whatever Brock does, I just don't care. When were you gonna tell me you hit rock bottom? Brock, you told me nothing hurts your feelings, and I think that's because you have half a soul. The other half wouldn't fit in your body. So in a nation that's divided, let's all get together and say, fuck you, Brock. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Brock. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Thomas. All right. Your next comedian, get him up here, Tony Peters, everybody. Come on back up here. Give us a burn. Tony Peters looks like somebody that you'd see as a weatherman on the BBC channel.
He was the second guy on stage whose dick joke didn't work.
It's funny because my dick doesn't work either. Yeah. It's not funny, apparently. All right. They say comedy doesn't punch down, but I think Brock's shorter than I can punch, so should be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. The guy did some trench coat jokes. I was gonna say, I'm actually just two other dudes stacked on top of Brock in a trench coat. Right here. I should stand in front of him before I do that, but yeah. The joke will be way funnier if I was actually wearing a trench coat. It'll be way darker later when I actually show up in a trench coat. There we go. So April 4th is your birthday. So that's cool. That's my parents' wedding anniversary. It's nice. They're divorced now. So I'm sure it's your fault. I don't know why. 1992, I thought it was 72, but you look way older. That's all. That's all. Just, be nice. I don't know anybody here that well, so I'm trying to be nice. I'm just shocked every time he talks and doesn't have an Irish accent. I like the bunny ears. Brock was actually a Playboy centerfold, but it was just a regular sized page. That's all I got. I wrote all these today. My name's Tony Peters.
Tony
Man.
Peters.
Have a good time.
Yes. Thank you. It's funny when Brock drinks because he gets so shit-tanked off 2 beers. And I forget that he has the size of a liver's 8-year-old, you know? So he's a cheap date, basically, ladies. He's a cheap date. It's a baby liver. All right, everybody, your next comedian, Keenan Link. Get up here, Keenan Link. Who's gonna say it first, Sleazy?
What, the missing link?
Yeah, the missing link. From fucking Encino Man right here.
He tried to save us from Gonzaga.
Sideshow
We have
Bob.
to be proud of that.
Yeah.
My turn?
Here, yeah, go.
All right. Joseph Rogers is here. Thanks for hosting, bud. Can I get a round of applause for Joe hosting? Joe Rogers looks like an extra in Pirates of the Caribbean 10 on Broker Tides. Joe Rogers does so much for the Bremerton comedy scene. He does so much to try and keep it alive, and he does twice as much to kill it. Joe will book an incredible show, bring out incredible comedians, and then, do 10 minutes in front of them and kill the crowd just before they go up.
I'm doing them a favor.
Joe Rogers is my comedy dad, if anybody knows what that means. He's like the guy who tutored me in comedy when I came into it, which is great because I'm half black, so I'm used to having absentee parents.
I thought it was your comedy dad because I fucked your mom.
Gross. Paul Goodwin is here. Paul Goodwin. Hey, I see you out there, bud. Paul looks like what happens when you cross a sloth from Goonies with an inbred ferret. Paul looks like the first ever successful anal sex pregnancy. Paul is proof that you can take the boy out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the boy. It's not fair to call Paul trailer trash, because he's trailer recycling. Morgan? Hey. Morgan is my dear friend, so I'm sorry. Morgan is so emotionally fragile that she gets her feelings hurt when a dog won't sniff her hand. She's pretty and she's intelligent and she's emotionally damaged enough to never be lovable. Morgan is the type of girl who will bend over backwards for a guy. She'll run errands, she'll buy him gifts, and then she'll still get shut down when she offers to blow him. All right, that's all I have for you. It was really hard to write for Morgan because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, and the only things I were writing were just crazy mean. No, that's too much setup. But Brock, happy birthday, Brock. Oh my God. You fucking C-rate Joe Pesci impersonation, motherfucker. Holy shit. Brock has as many DUIs as he has feet tall. Holy, this motherfucker. He's such a lousy fucking drunk, Brock Terrano, that when he gets hammered, he won't leave his fucking bedroom to go just barely get his dick over the lip of the toilet. He'll piss in a bottle, and then he'll forget that he pissed in a bottle, and he'll wake up in the morning and think it's fucking apple juice and drink it. It's fortunate that Brock is already at ass height to swallow all the libertarian shit he fucking chugs. Brock endlessly discussed, like, he will not miss an opportunity to tell you about his Italian heritage. He'll make sure you know that somebody that he knows somebody that's connected. And it's crazy to me because he's a fucking drunk midget who buys and sells gold for a living. So he's absolutely a fucking leprechaun. There's no doubt about it. All right, guys, I've been Keenan Link. One more thing. I love you, dude. It's been a pleasure knowing you. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Keenan. Yes.
I did have one more thing to say. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that, but I'm doing it anyways. They say we roast the people that we love, and so that's why I didn't write a joke for any of the rest of you motherfuckers.
Yes, very nice. I love you too, Keenan. All right, everybody, give a warm welcome to your next comedian, Billy Campbell. Get up there, Billy. Billy Campbell looks like he tries way too hard to get laid, and he's been married for 2 years.
I can't say nothing bad about him. He's too pretty.
I was
fuck him.
actually happy to see Keenan here. He's the only person in the room who looks more like a deep-fried troll doll than I do.
Yeah, true. I bet your dick looks really ugly, actually.
And I can't believe I got roasted by Thomas fucking Friday, the human equivalent to Chalk. Like, really, you're gonna talk about my outfit? Look, you look like an extra from the fucking Deadliest Catch, dude. And there's so many more outfits you could have talked about tonight. John Ludwig looks like the human version of a New Balance shoe. We have Morgan Colis over here in a black trench coat and thigh-high black boots, looking like Carmen Sandiego went to Columbine. Paul Goodwin has been wearing the same flannel that's been passed down in his cult since 1893. And then we got the man of the hour, Brock, who dresses like somebody put Joe Pesci in a Letterboxd movie. Actually, I don't have too many mean things to say about Brock. I mean, he's got a lot going for him, man. He's the only guy I know that can fuck doggy style standing up. He can buy all his clothes at Build-A-Bear. Dude, he saves money on air travel because he can float on pigeons. Oh no, but I do love you, Brock, man. And if there's anything I love more than you is picking your drunk ass up off the floor after you passed out of my house. What's great about picking Brock up off the floor after he's passed out drunk is you can pick him up like a baby and carry him like a suitcase. I've done that before, and he woke up in the middle of it and said, "I'm flying, whee!" But I'm glad you had me out here, man. I want to wish you a happy birthday. You have a good evening.
Thank you, Billy. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. All right, everybody, keep it going for your next comedian. She's gonna come up here and give a few. Morgan Colis, everybody, yeah.
Joe does a lot of shows in Bremerton. Whenever I meet another comic in this town, they ask, "Oh, so you know Joe?" Which is also what people say when I tell them I saw a comic bomb on stage. Thomas is really quiet. If I went to high school with him, I'd make a point of being his friend so I wouldn't get shot. Keenan, hi. Keenan's mixed race, but the most mixed thing about him is the reception to his comedy. Keenan looks like the guy who sang Party Rock Anthem before he started doing drugs. Except I've never seen anyone make it look like doing drugs improves the appearance of your teeth. Okay, bye. Billy, I envy your sense of fashion. You're the only person I know who knows how to dress out of a lost and found bin. Shelby never ceases to surprise me. I thought only famous comedians got worse with time. Shelby doesn't need to worry about being killed by COVID-19. He doesn't need to worry about being killed by COVID-19 because, statistically speaking, he's more likely to be beat by an ex-girlfriend. Drew looks like she would ask before sending nudes, but be politely turned down by both men and women. Okay, I have a lot for Brock. Brock's my roommate. I feel really safe living with him since he has a black belt in karate. So he's officially a threat to third graders. His birthday is on Easter this year, which is great for him because he still meets the height requirements for Easter egg hunts. He thinks he has his PI license, but it's really just a certificate he got in the mail after finishing Pet Saves the Zoo. He's always asking people to put him down, not because they pick him up, but because he's depressed. If he went missing, they'd have to send out an Amber Alert, not because he's the height of a child, but because people care more about children than him. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Morgan. I forgot to roast you, Morgan. Morgan Colis looks like Tori Spelling if her mom didn't drink during pregnancy. It's a compliment. All right, everybody, your next comedian, Shelby Dodson.
You got that 50?
You got to pay for your drugs in Bremerton, bro.
Oh, man. Keenan Link. Keenan looks like every Muppet put together. Keenan Link looks what a black guy would actually look like if he were a vampire. On paper, Keenan Link would be Blade, but really in reality, he's just butter knife, sorry. Keenan Link is technically black, but looks white, and his hair is red, which makes it look like his head is on fire. But that's already happened That's already happened. There's already a technically black man that looks white whose head was on fire, and that was a Pepsi commercial in 1984, you fucking hack. John Ludwig is pronounced Ludwig. how the fuck do you get your own name wrong? He insists that it's Ludwig, but that'd be like if a Mexican said that their name was Josie. John is really old, but he is in touch with the younger culture, especially memes. He loves memes so much, he tells them as jokes on stage. I'm gonna go with the old fame. I'm sorry, John. You're a good guy. John shared a stage with the black guy tonight, which is the last. He's so old. The last time he shared the stage with a black guy, he was selling him.
Let's not judge him for his youth, okay?
Thomas Friday. Thomas Friday looks like live-action Danny Phantom. Thomas's jokes are short. Coincidentally, short is also the amount of time it takes him to come. Thomas is native. Yeah, we won. I like Thomas, I like his comedy. The only thing preventing him from being a truly good comedian is that he's super nervous on stage. It's like he's worried about some of the white people in the crowd giving him a waist blanket. He's really hard to write for, guys. Drew Renquest. I don't know anything about Drew at all. We've never really interacted. However, I will say she looks like she quit her management position at Hot Topic to open a used bookstore that only carries books written by women and has the largest selection in the region of a series of DIY home tip books written by and for lesbians. I'm sorry, that's, yeah. I'm sorry. Morgan Colis. If there was a magazine called Daddy, she would have every issue. Morgan hit the trifecta of childhood trauma for females. Hypersexuality, interest in older men, and mediocre at stand-up comedy. Paul Goodwin, Southern by the grace of God. Wait, I read that wrong. Paul Goodwin, Southern by the grease of God. Paul looks like he's really passionate about bowling, despite not being really good at bowling. Paul is a manager at a home improvement store, which means he's really good at home improvement and really bad at life improvement. Paul is from Mississippi. That's why he takes all of his first dates to Olive Garden, because when you're there, you're family. Paul's favorite book about sex is 50 Shades of Greyhound Bus Station. Billy Campbell. What can I say about Billy Campbell that hasn't already been written with Sharpie in the stall of a truck stop restroom? Billy Campbell is exactly like the shoes he wears, not as nice as they look. And if you're like, well, Billy doesn't even look nice, I know. A lot of women can say about their husbands, oh, he went to Jared's. Billy's wife can say, oh, he went to Claire's. Billy looks like a pimp who only pimps goth midgets. I get the most about Billy. He's the easiest one. Billy's entire wardrobe was purchased at Spirit Halloween the day after Halloween when everything good was already gone. Billy Campbell, for his looks, it looks like he was aiming for Slash and landed on paper cut. Billy Campbell is what happens when you feed Richard Simmons after midnight. And Brock is what happens when you get a toddler drunk and let him watch Fox News. Happy birthday, Brock. Brock is conservative in both height and politics. I'm kidding. He's left-leaning. And then right-leaning, and then left-leaning, and then right-leaning, and left-leaning, and right-leaning. Most of the jokes about Brock are going to be about how he's a midget, obviously. But we should really talk about the fact that he's not human. This isn't a leprechaun joke. I just fucking hate guinea wops. You greasy fucking Guido. All right. Yes, Brock is Italian. Gross. And he is associated with the mafia. When the people come to collect, they hang him upside down out of his doggy door. Brock will never snitch because he's terrified they'll put his feet in concrete blocks and throw him in a bathtub. I don't want to be too mean to Brock because enough comedians commit suicide. And it would be a shame if his roommates came home to find him hanging from a tree stump. All right, that's all I got. Happy birthday, man.
All right, thank you, Shelby. Yes, fuck yes. All right, we're gonna keep it going, everybody. Your next comedian, Drew Renquest. Get up here, Drew. Woo! Hey, Drew.
Your husband's gay.
Yeah, well, no, we're not gonna come out and say that her husband's gay, but he does like musicals. He does get his eyebrows plucked. Whatever you do,
Waxed.
Whatever
Very
you
important.
do not let him stick it in your butt.
Too late.
Oh, he's gonna be gay for sure.
I fucking hope so. AIDS would lead me to a quick death. Yo, prostitutes call fellatio on Brock lean cuisine. Shelby. Oh shit, my phone's in my pocket. I was gonna really try to do shit from memory. Here we go. Drew! Woo! 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 Shelby, maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's methamphetamine. Maybe it's the Nazi regime. I don't know Shelby at all. I thought that I met him before when I was single on this dating site called Finding the Right One. John is the ghost of Bremerton's past. Billy Campbell has so much gaudy bullshit in his closet that he is single-handedly the patron of a Guatemalan sweatshop. He has a program where once a year, if you give him a measly $20, he can fund 5 Guatemalan girls' college. For 5 minutes. Keenan looks like Logic if he was on an episode of VH1 Behind the Music. After horrible methamphetamine usage. Paul looks like a Cabbage Patch adult. All of Brock's are hand-me-downs. Let's see. Oh yeah. I was gonna say I'm looking for kills tonight, or as Shelby's ancestors would call it, Casual Friday. You guys might not know this about Brock, but he's actually a very good actor. He actually was supposed to be in the live-action Snow White, but his character got cut because they couldn't put a dwarf who just wants to fuck Snow White and is an alcoholic into a children's film. Joe, you look like one of the wizard brothers from Lord of the Rings. You know, there's like Radagast, Gandalf. You'd be Ganja Blast, the green.
I'll take it. Fuck yeah.
Morgan's a real father fucker. I mean it. She fucked my dad. I only know that because the only way she fucked my dad is if he was dead, and that recently happened. She likes that stiff dick, what can I say? It's really sad actually, you know, even on Brock's birthday, he had to do a shift at the Keebler tree, and he skipped work to be here, so be grateful for that. Shit. I like you a lot, Brock. I know. I've only, actually, woo! Shit. The stage is not that big. I actually hung out with Brock like the first time for real last night, because I was like, I don't fucking know any of the comics, and I still don't. So Brock let me know that he's a libertarian, and that's the only thing that makes you disabled. Did you know that? see. Can I remember anybody else? Oh yeah, Tony. You're talking about cats. I'm a cat mom. Euthanizing your girlfriend's cat is the only way you'd ever put pussy down.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna end on that. Thank you guys.
All right, thank you, Drew. Yes. All right, we have one more last comedian before Brock gets to give his rebuttal and burn everybody back. So before that happens, everybody give a warm welcome to Paul Goodwin again. Yes.
We found Sasquatch.
All right.
Port Orchard version.
All right, thank you. I normally don't say very rude things about people, so I'm not very good at it. So some of these might not be as heavy-hitting as the others tonight, but I'm going to start off by addressing my good friend Billy Campbell. Billy is doing for fashion now what Steven Seagal's 2006 blues album Mojo Priest did for music. A lot of people don't know this, but Billy's stylish clothing was actually personally designed by Dr. Seuss by coming and coughing different shapes and colors into his sketchbook during his final unsuccessful days of chemo. Thank you. Shelby Dodson, I'm a big fan of him. We're really good friends too. I don't know what much to say about him. I know he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is actually the hometown of many successful Americans in history, such as John Paul Getty, who was at one time the richest man in the world and wouldn't pay a ransom fee for his grandson, and he got his ear cut off. And also David Duke, who was the youngest ever elected Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. But personally, I think Shelby's got what it takes to be the most successful entertainer to come out of Tulsa, Oklahoma since up-and-coming boxer Tommy Morrison lost to a 44-year-old Rocky Balboa in the fourth sequel and then died of AIDS. If Thomas Friday's last name wasn't arguably the most uplifting day of the week, there'd be nothing interesting about him. Aside that he watches porn the old-fashioned way by sneakingly peeping through people's windows. A lot of people don't know this, but John Ludwig over here is actually immortal. A long time ago, he actually made a deal with the devil and had his own Dorian Gray style portrait crayoned on the back of a wet newspaper by a hobo witch doctor, and he keeps it rolled up under his bed in his mobile home. Morgan Colis, she actually just gets her dark on-stage demeanor from watching Brock around the apartment struggle for independence. Drew Renquest is a very sweet person. I actually had the same thought the first time I met her that I had the first time I met Billy, which is a little bit of punk rock, probably a lesbian. We give another hand for Joseph Rogers tonight for being such a great host. That's all I got for Joseph.
Yeah, he wants to get booked on future shows, so he's not going to say anything.
Joseph likes to think of himself as likes to believe that people think of him as some sort of modern day comedy shaman, but in reality, nobody really thinks about him that often. I'm not really sure what to say about Keenan. Me and Keenan have been friends a long time. Keenan sort of looks like an albino troll doll. But I've actually known him a long time. When I first met him, he was in really great shape, and then he got on drugs, and it got pretty bad, and then he got off half the drugs, and it caused him to get fat, but he knew he had to get his life together, so he had a kid, so he had something to blame for that fatness. He's actually been with the mother a long time, and they're a really great couple, and they're gonna make it. But it's good that she's been with him as long as she has. So because of his cocaine withdrawal that she went through when they had the kid, she was already used to being up all night with someone who won't stop crying and shitting themselves. But this isn't about him, this is about Brock.
Woo!
We're okay. We're cool, I guess. But I like that Brock keeps his beard growed out. That's really nice. He does it because he thinks it makes him look more mature, and it also does a better job of hiding the fact that his bulbous nose looks like a dickhead. Brock took karate for 20 plus years, which is really adorable to think about. And his pictures of him doing karate are just as adorable because only Brock would make a 7th place participation trophy look like a fucking Super Bowl trophy. Brock once had this same look without any of the bottom beard. It was just a bushy mustache. He looked just like a 70s porn star's dick. But no, he's actually a really good guy. One day me and Brock are gonna fulfill this dream we've had for a long time of him riding a roller coaster. I've actually gone along with it for a long time, letting him think that I've never rode one, but that's stupid. Of course we've all ridden one. But I've been talking with a buddy who's an engineer, and he's gonna set it up real nice, a really nice cushioned up seat, like when you were in elementary school and you had to keep that egg safe with rubber bands and cotton, put it in a box. And I can't wait to see his face when we get to the top of that first hill before we go down and go up the second one and he flies out of that thing. The same reason that egg fell out and broke all those years ago, because the person putting it together didn't give enough of a shit. But at least as Brock's flying through the air to his certain death, he can take solace in knowing that he was going out the way he always knew he would, as a disappointment to his parents. Happy birthday, Brock.
Thank you, Paul. Fuck yeah. Hey, so I asked Brock's mom how her pregnancy was with Brock, and she said, I said, tell me about it. She goes, I was actually on a jog and he fell out. And the only reason why she found out was because he was still attached to the umbilical cord when she got home. So that explains some of Brock. There you go. Can you reach the mic, Brock?
I'm gonna set it on the floor.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so Brock gets to fucking give his rebuttal. Give it up for Brock, the birthday boy, everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you all for coming out to celebrate my birthday.
Woo woo.
God, I need better friends.
My wife stood me up, dude.
But no, so I'm gonna roast the ones that showed up. A couple of them didn't show up. I had some
So
great
it's all
ones.
good.
But no, so Joe looks like Jason Momoa after suffering from COVID. And my good friend Billy Campbell's here. He killed it tonight. Give it up for Billy Campbell. What I love about Billy is he doesn't really have a preferred pronoun because he's right in the center of the gender spectrum. Yeah, there's with the he it's LGBTQ Billy. Paul's here tonight. He fucking killed it too.
Yeah.
And what I love, I really look up to Paul because he's very successful, That was not a height joke. Why are you laughing? No, I look up to him because he's successful. He's got a loving wife, couple kids, great job. And I'm like, wow, I shower too much. Oh man, and we got my friend Thomas Friday, which he's hard to roast because after you heard his set, clearly he hates himself enough. And my roommate Morgan Colis is here, which if you couldn't, she has a high body count if you couldn't tell. Not that she sleeps around, but I'm really worried about cops raiding our apartment for the dead bodies. And my another good friend of mine, Drew Renquest, is here. I love Drew. She reminds me of someone who, if Avril Lavigne tried to dress as she was trying to join Five Finger Death Punch. You're not pulling it off. We can see through it. But let's see, who else do I have to roast?
Shelby Dodson.
Oh, Shelby. Let's talk about Shelby for a minute. Not too many people know this, but Shelby is actually a test tube baby. He wasn't grown in a petri dish, just conceived in a meth lab. You're so fucking white trash. Let's see, what else do I have? I gotta pull out my notes.
John Ludwig.
Oh, I got some jokes for you. Hold on. I'm glad you showed up, mostly because I didn't know if you'd live this long.
That goes for Brock too, everybody. I've never seen an old midget before, so.
It's very sad.
Yeah. John's roasting you with his age. Just being alive still.
But no, it is sad that John Ludwig kind of bombed, but that's because he couldn't remember the punchlines. I think that's all I got. Thank you guys for coming out to support my birthday.
All right. I think we should give it up to the public. Does anybody want to roast this small dude right here?
Yeah. Everybody in the crowd wants to roast me.
Anybody in the crowd want to get some of Brock? No? No? Okay. Well, I think we have something for you, Brock. So let's stay up there for us. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to your midget ass. Happy birthday, dear Brock Terrano, and your midget ass fucking cake. Happy birthday to you. Look at that. Oh, did you even make a wish?
Thank you guys. You guys are fucking awesome.
Did you even make a wish, Brock? I did. Did you wish to be taller?
I did. It's not working.
He wished to be a real boy.
And a baller. Yeah. Adult-sized dick, please, God. No.
Don't eat the whole thing. A girl's gonna jump out of it for you.
All right. Hey, just give it up one more time for Brock Terrano, everybody. Happy birthday, Brock. We love you. Thank you for being such a good sport, and thank you for the audience members that came out and supported Brock Terrano's birthday here at the Dugout.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.
We do have a actual comedy show planned here Saturday, April 17th. At 7 p.m. So if you want to come to a comedy show here at the Dugout, April 17th, Saturday, 7 p.m. Mark it on your calendars. It's going to be a good time. We have a headliner coming from Oregon, so it'll be a fun time. We want to make comedy at the Dugout, open mic comedy on Thursday nights, a regular thing, so please come out and support that. That starts at 7 as well. So, yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.